deal with the sickness along the way. Since the early 1800s, most people have been going with option A. In today's world, we don't think twice about going to the doctor and getting an antibiotic. So why is it different in the livestock industry? The word antibiotic is one hot topic in the livestock industry. This word shows up in Facebook posts, Twitter feeds, and on television news. The word antibiotic gets a bad rap, when really it's just one large miscommunication between agriculturalists like myself and the public consumers. You can switch. On October 20th, 2015, was a particular popular day for the word antibiotics because on this day, Subway announced they were switching to antibiotic-free meat. And I found this information in a Fox News article that was posted on October 21st. As a young swine producer, I've had to deal with this antibiotic controversy quite frequently. But the statement antibiotic-free simply doesn't make sense to me because I know that all antibiotics are out of the meat by the time it is served to the consumer. But most people living in the United States today do not. You can switch. On October 29th, 9 days later, the National Pork Board announced a 7-member panel called the Blue Ribbon Panel that was to review the status of antibiotic use in the swine industry. They came up with a 3-point plan that includes research, education, and communication. This plan does an excellent job in outlining what I, as an agriculturalist, can help to educate consumers. So I will be following this plan today. You can switch. The first point in the plan is research. Several events in the recent past have sparked my interest in researching the topic of antibiotics. Subway announced that they are switching to serving chicken raised without the use of antibiotics by the end of 2016, and then confirmed that they are switching to serving all protein raised without the use of antibiotics by 2025. And this is outlined in this picture here that was done on a CNN News article. You can switch. Chipotle is another chain name that comes to mind when thinking of the word antibiotics. Chipotle tags the line, food with integrity. They state on their website, as you can see on the screen, that antibiotics are given to animals to increase production and combat the effects of overcrowding. So at this point, I decided to step into a consumer's shoes. This consumer lives in a large city, has no agricultural background, and believes everything they see on the media. And some of you may fit into this category. I decided to step back and, as a consumer, I would believe what Chipotle says is true. They make such a good case against antibiotics. But when I step back into my shoes, I know that antibiotics aren't given to animals to increase production or combat the effects of overcrowding. Antibiotics are simply given to animals to help them recover from a sickness, just like humans when we are sick. You can switch. So the next point in the plan is education. Since I was 7 years old, each spring I've been taking a pork quality assurance class that is required across the nation for juniors to exhibit at shows. This class teaches the dangers of antibiotics, how to properly read medication labels, how to properly give an injection, and proper withdrawal times that must be followed. And for those of you that don't know, according to scientific farm and animal production, a withdrawal time is the period before slaughter that a drug should not be given to an animal. So this course is required in the swine industry, but all species of animals offer courses like this. So everybody raising meat for consumers in the U.S. has taken a course like this at one point in time. So this course teaches me that, you can switch. If an animal is sick, then the farmer or rancher must contact a veterinarian to see what medication is best suited for that illness. And then if an antibiotic is given, proper withdrawal times must be followed to make sure that all antibiotic residues are out of the meat before the animal is sent to slaughter. Next. The FDA allows for 3 ways for antibiotics to be used in food animals. Farmers and ranchers can give antibiotics for a treatment when a single animal is sick. They can give it in a group of animals where a few of them are sick, and they can use it for prevention to keep their animals from getting sick. Antibiotic residues are never in meat for consumers. The phrase antibiotic-free is simply misleading because I know that all antibiotics are out of the meat by the time it reaches the consumer and even before the animal goes to slaughter. Antibiotics simply serve as an important tool for farmers and ranchers to help keep their animals healthy. Next. So shortly after Subway announced that they were going antibiotic-free, the Peterson Farm Brothers made a Facebook post bringing out a valid point. The Peterson Farm Brothers are from Kansas and are very well known across the United States. They're advocates for agriculture. So they brought up the point that antibiotics are very expensive for farmers and ranchers to purchase. Draxxin, which is shown on the screen, is a commonly used antibiotic for swine and beef for respiratory illness. A 500 milliliter bottle of Draxxin, which is the largest one on the screen, costs close to $2,000. Yes, $2,000. Farmers and ranchers don't pump their animals full of antibiotics. And the final point in the plan is communication. As an agriculturalist, I'm here to help be a part of conversations with consumers and not let activists control the messages. So I decided to step back into those consumer shoes that I talked about earlier. As a consumer, I'm not aware that all these rules and regulations exist and are enforced in the agriculture industry. Well, so when I step back into my shoes, I become an advocate for agriculture. According to the Ag Census in 2012, farmers only made up 1% of our U.S. population. The average American lacks the understanding of the importance that agriculture plays in each of our lives. According to the Vegetarian Times magazine, 3.2% of American adults are vegetarians, and 31% of those 3.2 are vegetarian because of food safety concerns. They're the ones listening to the bad rap of antibiotics and other misconceptions in the industry, and I'm here to help educate them. So I did the research and I helped educate you today. So now I'm asking you to go out and help me in positively advocating for the agriculture industry. Thank you.